What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, if you rewind the clock to the end of last year, industry insiders like Jeff Snyder over on the Hot Mic podcast, the same guy who nailed Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Dr. Doom 2 months before Marvel officially announced it, he indicated that Marvel Studios was talking to several actors about the possibility of being cast as an adult T'Challa, not a full recast of Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa, but a grown-up version of rather his son that we saw in the post-credit scene of Wakanda Forever. And while some actors came out and denied that they ever talked to Marvel Studios, or like Damson Idris made jokes on Twitter about also turning down the role of 007, still rumors persisted from industry insiders we'll see an additional Black Panther other than Shuri, presumably from the Multiverse, in the upcoming Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and we know confirmed that Ryan Coogler is working on a Black Panther 3 with Denzel Washington attached to presumably play the villain in the film. All these things leading to the possibility we're getting another Black Panther other than Shuri and in the future of the MCU. Well, today when asked point blank, Damson Idris seemed to imply that at least the rumors of him talking to Marvel were true. We're going to break down exactly what he said and the way that he said it, and of course the huge lingering official, unofficial, or should we say unofficial, official concept art that seems to place Damson Idris as Black Panther in front of Wakanda. We're breaking it all down, Damson Idris implying that at least in part the rumors were true, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Thanks to everyone who's been subscribing lately and helped grow the channel, and if you haven't already, I would just kindly invite you to do so. It's the number one thing you can do to support us at Everything Always, plus it'll enter you for the giveaways if you want. Stick around to the end of the video, we get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, even though I referenced Jeff Snyder, one of the industry insiders, talking about Marvel Studios looking for a new Black Panther at the end of last year, there were also Hollywood trades that said there were several actors that Marvel Studios had reached out to who actually turned down the role of a new Black Panther in the MCU. Damson Idris was one of those who was rumored, and he literally responded directly to it and said, "Oh yeah, you know me turning down all the big roles, just turned down 007 last week." It was obviously a joke and implying, hey, you know, that's a really huge role. He was basically being humble, as in, you know, I'm not looking to turn down huge roles. I don't have them coming to my door every day. And then out of absolute nowhere, we got those huge leaks for Avengers Doomsday that the Russos have implied is not their art for Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars, but this was leaked by an official Marvel artist who again shared all of this quote-unquote by accident on ArtStation. This official Marvel artist who has done art for Marvel before apparently revealed frames for Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and the Russos are the same guys who lied and said Endgame wasn't the title of Avengers 4. What do you expect them to say? Still, they maintain this isn't their artwork, but we know that guy does official Marvel art for Marvel, and here's what is the likeness of Damson Idris as Black Panther in front of what looks like a take on Wakanda. Well, there's a reason Jeff Snyder has the reputation that he does, and it's because it seems like those rumors might have actually been true. Today on Entertainment Weekly, and point blank, Damson Idris was asked, "There's some speculation out there in the universe that you might be cast as the next Black Panther. Have you had any conversations about that? Yes or no?" And this is what he said. He let out a groan and said, "Yes, no." Basically hinting that, yeah, it's true, but he doesn't want to talk about it. That's what the groan meant. And also, if it was a simple no, he wouldn't lie about that. The fact that he even said yes with a hesitation and again a groan implies there's at least been talks, but again, remember, those rumors were that he turned it down. That's not how he seemed to be implying this, and this keyframe art that we're still looking at right here for Doomsday, Secret Wars, the Russos or not, still shows him as the new Marvel Black Panther. Now look, if you guys want my take on this, and genuinely you probably do because you're watching my YouTube channel, we've been covering these sort of casting rumors for a long time, and for roles stretching way back before the recasting of Black Panther, stretching as a pun because we were talking about Fantastic Four castings, and even before John Krasinski showed up as Mr. Fantastic for a cameo in the Multiverse of Madness. We're talking about X-Men castings right now. Same thing happened when James Gunn was casting for Adam Warlock. You start to hear a lot of names at first, and then eventually, like it did for the Fantastic Four, you hear names that just stick around for a while. Like Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal, we were talking about them for months, and they were the last big names we heard before Marvel officially confirmed it. I think that's the same as what's going on here. We've heard a lot of names, a lot of talk about Black Panther recasting, and here's Damson Idris showing up in keyframes, still talking about it in the media on the press junket for his current film F1. I think the fact that his name keeps coming up and that he is still tied to this. I think the fact that he didn't just outright say no is pretty indicative of something being there. And look, we've also talked about this at the channel. Based on 2015 Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, it would be really nice to have a replacement for not having Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa, which could be his son. And at this rate, we don't know what the time jump into Battleworld may look like for Secret Wars, so there's plenty of opportunity for his son Toussaint, or Prince T'Challa, to be aged up quite a bit. Or if they're going to go off what the industry insider said about there being a different Black Panther in Avengers Doomsday, it could be a version of his son and from across the multiverse. Now, whether or not this is the Black Panther that stays on for Black Panther 3, I would have to imagine so, because Marvel Studios wouldn't want to go through recasting an actor, someone who's going to be an adult Black Panther, juxtaposed to Chadwick Boseman, and then not stick with them. And so I would have to guess, and strictly guessing here, that part of the casting for this actor, especially considering Ryan Coogler is writing the third installment, is probably all at the same time. Ryan Coogler will have a say in it. It'll be for Black Panther 3 and whatever they need for Avengers Secret Wars, for the end of the Multiverse saga. And for whoever ends up taking this role, it'll be for more than a couple of films, say Doomsday and or Avengers Secret Wars and Black Panther 3, and presumably a couple of films in the future of what we are still calling the Mutant Saga, but maybe are selling it just a little short with some of the rumors for the stories they're going to explain. Either way, at some rate, we knew that Shuri was not going to stay Black Panther forever. Marvel Studios didn't want to recast Chadwick Boseman out of respect for the character, and that's totally understandable, but there was also a really large and vocal segment of the fan base who thought in order to honor the character of Black Panther, they should recast. And so for not doing it for a while, understandable, and it made sense, but now where we are as far as the story, the future of the MCU, bringing back another T'Challa, or T'Challa's son in this case, what we assume will be Prince T'Challa, I think it's time to bring another Black Panther into the MCU. And again, if they're going to pull off any of the stuff from Jonathan Hickman's 2015 run, it's not that it couldn't be Shuri to do some of that, like wield the Infinity Gauntlet or wield an army of the dead, but also it would be really cool to see T'Challa go through some of that stuff too. I can't wait to see who they end up announcing, but I think it's very likely we end up seeing another Black Panther, regardless of the rumors and the recasts, all of that, other than Shuri, and very soon. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. How do you feel about this actor taking up the mantle, and where do you want to see Black Panther in the next couple of Avengers movies? I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. We're just going to continue to do that for every Marvel drop this year, and Ironheart drops next week. So if you want to be entered to win, super simple, all you got to do, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here, live with my voice and the winning comment shown on screen. So please be safe and vigilant across the platform, and if you should ever get some spam with someone pretending to be a content creator or impersonating them, just report them directly to YouTube. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name is Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes under the name All Fires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.